Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video, I'll be unboxing the Vivo U10. Now this is an online exclusive phone from Vivo, just like the Vivo Z1 Pro, and this is intended for the budget segment. It starts at 9,000 rupees and brings in a lot of cool features. This is definitely the best looking phone, at least on the paper, under 10,000 rupees. For the main highlights, it has a 5000 mAh battery, it supports fast charging, and also comes with a fast charger inside the box, which is a pretty rare thing. Well, except for M10s. Anyway, this phone is available online exclusively on Amazon.in. It's available in 3 variants. Base variant starts at 9,000 rupees for 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage. Next variant is priced at 10,000 rupees for 3GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. And the final variant is priced at 11,000 rupees for 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. By the way, we have the base variant priced at 9,000 rupees. Now this phone is available in 2 colors, Thunder Black and Electric Blue. And once again, we have the Thunder Black color. So guys, now let's get on with the unboxing. So guys, here's the box. On the front it says Vivo, at the bottom it says U10, and at the top right corner we have the storage information. This is the base variant with 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage. On the left side we have the branding once again, U10 at the top, and it even says Vivo IPL, that's the sponsoring thing. And even on the right side we have the same information, and on the back side we have the most highlighting features. It says Made in India, and we have the IMEI numbers and some of the specifications over here. Now we will talk in depth about the specifications. So for now, let's just go on with the unboxing. So guys, once we open the box, we have a cardboard box at the top, and inside it we probably have SIM card ejector and some documentation along with a soft silicone pouch. Let me just put that aside and see what else we get here. So we get a SIM card ejector. This is warranty information and a quick start guide. Next we have the phone itself. Let me just put that aside. Next we have some IMEI stickers as well. Following that is a micro USB charging cable and an 18-watt power adapter. So this phone has fast charging and also comes with an 18-watt dual engine fast charger inside the box. So guys, these are all the contents of the box. Now let's go back to the phone. So here's the phone in plastic wrapping. Let me just remove that. Now this is how the phone looks on the back, and this is how it looks on the front. Now let's have a quick physical overview. On the back, this phone has a fiberglass with tapered edges. At the top we have the camera module with a triple camera setup, followed by a single LED flash. It says AI camera. Beside that we have the fingerprint scanner, and at the bottom we have the Vivo branding. Now on the front we get that massive display with a 2.5D curved glass for protection. It also has a free screen guard pre-applied. You also get a dewdrop notch, and inside that we have the front facing camera, and above that we also have the earpiece. Below the display it's completely plain. Now for the sides, on the right side we have the power and volume buttons made of plastic. They have a nice clicky feel to them and they are sufficiently elevated. At the top it is completely plain. On the left side we have the SIM card tray housing 2 nano SIM slots along with a dedicated SD card slot. Finally at the bottom we have the 3.5mm audio jack, followed by the primary microphone, micro USB charging port, and the mono speaker. This phone has a thickness of 8.92mm and weighs 190 grams. In hand it doesn't feel all that thick, and it doesn't feel all that heavy either. Now let's look at the specifications. On the rear it is a triple camera setup with an 8MP super wide angle camera, followed by a 13MP primary camera with f2.2 aperture and a 2MP third camera with f2.4 aperture for taking portrait shots. For selfies, it is an 8MP camera with f1.8 aperture. On the front, it is a 6.3-inch IPS display with HD+ resolution with 268 ppi, giving it 81.4% screen-to-body ratio. Under the hood, this phone sports a Snapdragon 665 processor with Adreno 610 GPU. It will be running FunTouch OS 9.1 based on Android 9.2. Finally, powering all this is a 5000 mAh battery. So guys, these are all the specifications. Now let me just try on this case. So guys, this is how the phone looks with the case on. It is a raised lip for the display and even for the camera module, so no matter how you place your phone, whether on its face or on its back, camera module and display are still very well protected. And this case also has this small flap for the charging port for some water protection. Now this case is going to be great for some extra protection and extra grip, but not too much in terms of drop protection. So if you want drop protection, get a better case. So guys, now let me turn on the phone and set it up and come back to you in a second. So guys, this is how the phone looks once we turn it on. This is your default launcher, and these are all the apps that come pre-installed. It does come with quite a bit of bloatware, and I'll suggest you to uninstall any application that you might not use. For now, let's check out the storage information. For that, we need to go to settings, then select additional settings or more settings on this phone. Now select RAM and storage. So out of that 32 gigabytes of space, we get about 20 gigabytes of space for our user apps and user data. And for RAM, out of that 3 gigabytes of RAM, we have about 1.72 gigabytes of RAM free out of the box. Now let's check out the about page. This phone is running FunTouch OS and it is based on Android version 9, and right now it has a good security patch, which is pretty decent. Now let's check out the camera interface. So this is the interface for the camera application, and it looks pretty similar to other Vivo phones. You have the toggle over here to switch to the wide angle camera, and as you can see, it is super wide. Now to take portrait mode, we have a toggle over here, just click it and we can take portrait shots. And on this phone, we can also change the amount of background blur effect we want before taking a portrait shot. Just click on your subject and you can use the slide over here to change the aperture. And even after you take a portrait shot on this phone, we can change the background blur effect. So that's a pretty cool feature. Now for video recording, this phone also supports slow motion video recording and time lapse, and we can record video at a maximum of 1080p resolution. Now on the left side, we have some other modes like AI beauty mode followed by panorama, and finally pro mode. Now let's look at the front facing camera. So this is the interface for the front facing camera, and initial impressions, it doesn't look that impressive. Now for video recording, we can record video in 1080p resolution once again. There's no 60 fps, we can only record in 30 fps. I don't know why, but for some reason portrait mode option is not available. It may be available after an update. Next we have AI beauty mode where you get these beauty level options. Next we have panorama for selfie where you can take a wide angle selfie. Just take a picture and twist your phone like that until you get a haptic feedback. Then you'll get a wide angle selfie. Now here's a quick sample. This is a regular selfie and this is your wide angle selfie. It does capture a lot of information. So guys, these are some sample pictures taken with the front and rear cameras. As of now, at the time of unboxing, there is no portrait mode, but it might be added with a future update. I'll keep you posted in the comment section. Now let's check the speaker loudness.
What's left? The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. No, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways.
So guys, speaker on this phone is pretty loud enough and it's good enough for regular media consumption, ringtones and alarms. It is not the loudest in the price segment, but it is still decently loud. Now let's test the fingerprint scanner. I already set it up, so here we go. So even the fingerprint scanner is super fast. I just tap it and it unlocks. So fingerprint scanner is definitely usable. I wish Vivo could add some haptic feedback as well. Now let's test face unlock feature. Once again, I've already added it up. So here we go. Even the face unlock is super fast. For some reason, I'm able to see the lock screen, but it is still super fast. Not in the price segment out of all the phones, this is probably the second or third best out there when it comes to face unlock speeds. Now let's test it in low lighting conditions. Even in low lighting conditions, it is decently fast. It still unlocks the phone in less than a second. And yes, it is definitely usable. Now let's test it in complete darkness. I'm going to turn off all the lights in the room. So this is pitch darkness, and in complete darkness it seems to be failing. Let me just try to bring my face closer. It still struggles. Let me just check the face unlock settings. Now I'm going to turn on this green field light feature and then test it in complete darkness. So guys, now it is completely dark, there are no lights. Now let's test the face unlock feature. So even in complete darkness it works and it is super fast. So guys, that was the face unlock feature. Now before I conclude, these are the Antutu and Geekbench scores. So guys, this is the Vivo U10. As I've said, on the paper it looked really impressive and even in hand it feels pretty impressive. If you're looking for a phone with a massive battery that supports fast charging with good cameras and decent performance, this is something that you can definitely consider. Everything about this phone is pretty good. I just wish it had a Full HD resolution. Well, if they did that, they would have priced it about 10,000 rupees. Anyway, for the price, this is a pretty good value for money, and this is something I can definitely recommend you if you're looking for a phone under 10,000 rupees. So guys, what do you think about this phone? Do let us know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.